Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Dave for those of you that do not know me, and today I'm going to give you an update about what's been going on behind me in the workshop. I'm sorry for those of you that have been asking where's the videos and have I gone off the face of the earth. I haven't guys, I've been focused on this lot in here trying to get these cars out the door because taking these videos takes a lot of my time up, a lot of planning, etc. And also it's a distraction guys, so as much as you guys love seeing me, I need to focus on these cars which are owned by people that love them, and I want to make them and get them finished out the door. So follow me. This car here is Project Onyx. Phil, the owner, approached me a few months ago and was like, Dave, I want you to put some shocks and suspension on my car. And to give you an example of how a car grows legs, just look around it and you'll see all the extra little bits that have added since the shocks and suspension. So we did the underbody rust treatment. This is the one, if you look in the next slides, this car came in such a horrible mess. So there was grime, there was my favourite wax oil. I think there was wax oil, I think there was a bit of Dinitrol. He'd gone for the whole recipe of like, cover up rust and hide rust, but rust had worked its way through it, and we got to the bottom of it by blasting it all off and starting again. And just look at the finished product on the back of the car. So you'll see on these next slides, obviously, how shiny it looks, and we've got some lights in there inside the booth. But we've given this car a 2K gloss treatment, so that's the finish that you can see there. So this is like semi-gloss, semi-satin. We've mixed it up a little bit now. We've gone with a little bit more matte, so we can try and get that OEM look, if that makes sense. So while you're there, you'll notice this lovely step. This is an Uproar stainless steel step. I called Scott a couple of weeks ago and I was like, the client would like this step. Can you make it work? And he said, sure can, Dave. There you have it. So the client had bought some previous parts, some other suppliers. We fitted those for him. And you'll notice beautiful stainless steel exhaust, some heritage mud flaps, our Mahker side sills, and of course, this is our galvanised but blacked front bumper with the laser light package. Our galvanised range is going to be going live on our website, guys. The only downside with galvanised is you'll notice there's a bit of a mottled effect on this. So you see there, you can see a few imperfections. Unfortunately, guys, the galvanising process, we cannot stop that. But the nice thing is this bumper is never going to rust, guys. Even if it's stone chips or anything, it's powder coated, and underneath that, it's galvanised. And of course, we've got the high quality laser driving lights. They've got a two-stage, so they've got a DRL that lights up when you're not got them on. And as soon as you turn them on, they light the street right up. We've got the Mahker stainless steel steering guard. And of course, we wrapped this car in BF Goodrich with 18-inch Evo Course wheels. And this is like the ultimate look, in my opinion, guys. It's got our aesthetics front end. So we've had these colour matched in Santorini black. Excuse the dust, guys, we haven't had a chance to finish this car. The client's collecting this afternoon and we're against the clock to get this car out the door. The boys are busy at the moment installing so that is our diesel hide. It's like a rustic leather. And we've added some tweed accents to that dash, and I think that really does make it. But there's only one problem with this car, and that's this thing. So I'm hoping that this does what every Puma does. And the amount of people that put negativity on this channel about the video that we did, don't get Puma'd. I still stand my ground, guys. I have got a lot of these engines, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do one day. I'm going to line them up at that wall there. I'm going to tell you a different story about every single one. And it is true, guys. An engine is what you do to it, how you look after it, how you maintain it, how you service it, etc. But I do like the BMWs, and the BMW does transform this into an absolute driving machine. So for those of you that love your Pumas, you carry on loving your Pumas. I love the BMW, I love the LS3, and that is going to be our business model going forward. So if you want a BM or you want an LS3, come and see me. I know Phil is going to have that engine out. Hopefully it's early next year, because he's definitely got the bug when it comes to Defenders, hence what we've done to this for him. So for those of you that have noticed, this car's got some unique hinges on it. These are actually our latest product to the Mahker workshop. If you come here, I'll show you what we've basically done. So this is a billet aluminium hinge. And as you see there, you see that locking device? So a lot of people say lift off hinges. That's a bad idea. People can steal your doors easier. In fact, guys, when your doors are closed, look. When your doors are fully open, they lift off. There's going to be some smart arse that pulls me up on this. It's absolutely guaranteed. But these are for a purpose, which I'm going to show you shortly, guys. In Morocco, we had lift-off doors. And for those of you that followed my previous videos, when we do trips to places like Morocco or anywhere that's going to be warm, guys, we've got these half steel doors. So the idea is you can lift your Puma doors off, you can put them in the garage or in the truck, and you literally drop on your half doors. As easy as that. Close the door, doors are safe and secure and strong if you're an impact or anything like that. So we've got a nice piece of phosphor bronze here. That's a full insert that goes inside the hinge. We've got this stainless steel pin that's pressed into this aluminium bush. Many have asked me why they're so expensive. There's a lot of engineering involved in these, guys. They're not just thrown together. Nice little rain slot there so the moisture excess can escape out the hinge if it condensates or sweats. And we've put these together with a good friend of mine, and I love them, guys. They're a really good product. They come with stainless steel fixings. We've got the option of buying extra secondary door components. We've got a lot of clients in Australia and Cape Town. So they've been buying these off me so that one day they can run half doors and the car looks cool, ready for summer. And then when they go into winter, they put the other doors back on. So you can have the best of both. And we're the only people that are offering this kind of product now, guys. So we're doing I want to say the first 10 sets, guys, I'm going to knock you £50 off a set. So get in touch.
Looking on here, Dave, I can't see any plastic.
No, so this is what I've named now as my Mahker aesthetics kit. So this is our Mahker grille, Holly headlights. We do Holly or we use truck lights. Basically I think they've been cancelled now, guys. We're struggling to get hold of them. So we are looking for a new manufacturer of lights. We love this in-keeping look. And at Holly, when I noticed that they were doing these lights, for me, that just ticks every box of Defender, like heritage, pedigree, originality. Yes, they're not the brightest lights in the world, but I think they are a good 5 times upgrade for what the Defender used to have, like the old candle lights, as people complained. I would normally go with OEM colours. I'm a fan of those to just keep the Land Rover looking Land Rover. You know, it's like fashions. Fashions go. KBX used to be a thing. A lot of people put KBX chunky plastic grills. That's not my thing, guys. This is my thing. So these are pressed. This is our product. So these are pressed from 3mm aluminium, pressed louvers, handmade, bezels, done. Came in with a KBX, like really cheap air conditioning. I want to say like a fake flimsy copy. I took it off, guys. I slung it straight in the skip. I called Phil. I went, Phil, we need to change the front end back to OEM. It doesn't have air conditioning. A lot of people seem to like, when the Puma came out, they're obsessed with making them look like was it the James Bond one, I think it was, you know, the chunky front end, they wrap an A-bar around it. And what you're doing, guys, you're putting big spotlights here and you're just literally stopping the air getting into here. This is your engine's cooling system. That's your intercooler, guys. You start choking that of cooling down and you're going to see a drop in miles per gallon, drop in torque and power. So open the grille up, let it breathe, and how nice does that look? Nice and clean.
Why should anyone consider a front bumper upgrade, Dave?
So this bumper kind of ticks a lot of boxes. So what really grinds me is when we do a chassis restoration and we take off things like we take the bumpers off, we take the sills off, we take steering guards off if the car has one. And what I hate is crusty components. And I always say to people, hi, such and such, would you like me to change your front bumper while I'm at it? And a lot of people probably see it as, oh, Dave's been a salesman, he's trying to wangle me into buying more things. And I'm not, guys. I want your car to leave here looking pristine. And there's nothing worse than we put all the car back together. Like you look under this car, guys, it's immaculate. We've got like galvanized radius arms. We took the swivels off, Bruno aquablasted them and painted them just to make it, you know, that next level of finish. Because what I don't want to do, guys, is look underneath and a customer has just spent £3,000 or £4,000 on the other Bondi restoration. And then they say, I wish I changed that now. I wish I did that. Because for me to then take it all back to bits, guys, like to put this front bumper on, guys, is a few hours work by the time we've wired these lights in, put the nice fixings in, and you don't want to go having tools around these bolts, chipping paint off again and upsetting, you know, how it looks, how it's finished. Because a Defender is not just a Defender. This is somebody's pride and joy, and we treat it like that. So this front bumper, it's 4mm thick, it's galvanised, it's been powder coated. These laser lights. So not only does it aesthetically look an upgrade, it's stronger. So if you were to have an impact in this, guys, you're looking after your investment that's behind the bumper. Some people, imagine someone drove into you at a junction or traffic lights, something like that. They're going to hit this, guys. Their car's going to end up worse off, provided it's not another Defender that you have a clash with. But we try and make them stronger, safer, and of course, look cool as. So this is the new product that we're using, which is, come around here. So this is an epoxy primer. So we've had some fun with paint products over the last 2 years. We used to use this stuff, which is epoxy primer. But how it comes in a can is all pre-mixed, harder, and everything's in it. But we're just not getting on with this stuff. And tried talking to things like the managers at Kent and things, and we're just not getting anywhere. So I approached Leckler. We've used Leckler, God, for, I want to say 10, 15 years when it comes to car bodywork. So I thought, let's just start painting the chassis in the stuff. We used 2 years ago, and we left them because the paint went astronomical and people weren't prepared to pay for the product. So we found a better product. We thought Kent was the one, but now we've moved over to this because it's far superior. We did a few tests on a piece of steel, left them outside, put salt water on them. We even tried some acid and stuff like that, and acid didn't eat through this. So I'd imagine it would if you were to put really nasty stuff on the top of it and leave it there, but when you do like dip tests and stuff, we'd hang them and left them in the weather, which I'll show you shortly. It really worked. So we've now gone over to this, and then we use this as a finish. So this is the satin matte, and we're really getting that OEM finish with this stuff, and it works. So long as it works, I'm happy, customers happy, lads are happy. What I want to get first, Tom, is all these crevices, yeah? I'll get yourself in a habit of like... You see how fast that ran then?
Yeah, I think.
I went too close, right?
Talk us through what Tom's playing with here.
So what we're doing now, this is a new gadget. This is a pressure pot, well, it is a pressure pot. So, and it allows us to get this gun into smaller nooks and crannies. So as you can see on here, we're struggling to get the gun into all the angles where we need to be. Like in a dream world, we'd like to lift the body off so we can get the chassis. But to do that, it's another great expense. So what we're doing is underbody restoration. We go this far, axles off, chassis components off, shocks off, springs off, to basically access everywhere we can possibly access. So this is a 2K product, so breathing apparatus is required. We have got further extraction, pulling toxic fumes out the building in for a filtration system. So this is, in our opinion, the next game changer. So every chassis from now onwards, you're not going to see any rust, guys. This is the one. So we start off with a full degrease outside, chemical degrease, steam clean the car for 1 inch of its life, get rid of all the debris, the loose, the crumbs, that kind of thing. Then it comes in here, we dry it out, and then we blast it. So we blast it with this stuff here. So this is, what you see in them bags there is glass media. That glass media is recycled glass bottles. So we're doing our bit for the planet by recycling glass from your beer bottles, juice bottles, all that kind of thing. And what we do is we use it probably up to, I want to say 5 times. You see the back there, that's our recycled mound, if you like. And this is where we got the name Bruno's Beach, obviously on the door. And then we hit those axles and you get that nice, clean finish. And it really does work, guys. So you'll see now, like, as Tom's building up the layers of the primer, and we really do try and get it into all the creps and all the nooks and crannies. So there's obviously a Land Rover, you suffer with all these little areas here and all underneath there. So what we try and do, guys, is blow it into, it bleeds into the system, and then we're going to hit it then with another 2K product, which is the top coat, which is a satin, so you give it that nice OEM finish. We've got a lot of people now that want to keep these cars original and authentic, so we're trying to make it look like we've never been there and how it should have left the factory, guys. So this is the first coat complete. Tom's been learning the ropes with this new gun today. He's got a couple of runs in this one, but there's nothing you can't key off, ready for the final coat. So this is 2K epoxy, plenty of it. We've done 3 coats in this, guys, just to make sure we get everywhere. So we all make mistakes, we're not robots. So he's covered every area here, in the cavities, in here and here and here. And then we're gonna do top coat tomorrow. And then we're just gonna let this tack off. And then hopefully tomorrow, after a bit of heat in here, this will be ready for its top finish in satin. Right guys, so a little update on, so we've called this one the Dubai Portal Racer because it's on portals. We've decided to put a 350 horsepower, nearly 400 horsepower BMW engine in here. And the reason why I'm stood up here, guys, is because this thing is gigantic. So if you can check out the stainless pipework that Pete's been making in here, a lot of people have been asking, do we sell these as a kit? The problem is, guys, if you want this pipework as a kit, you have to buy our engine mounts because all the heights are different between manufacturers. We get our BMW engine as down and as snug as we possibly can without clashing with the axle. This one's been a fun one because it's left-hand drive, so we've gone with a P38 steering box. And we've tried to give the client the biggest possible cooling kit because it's going back to Dubai, basically. It's going to be in the desert, it's going to get a lot of heat. So this will be having our rear billet cooling mod that goes on the back of the head, and it basically pumps cold water from the bottom of the radiator, the cold side, up through a little 19mm Bosch pump that we mount here in the wing, and that goes in the back of the cylinder head, and it forces coolant through the back of the heads where number 6 and number 5 cylinder normally get hot. So it's basically pushing cold fluid through the back of the cylinders back forward, helping cooling to maximise. So the guys on the drag racing scene and the drift boys, they've been having really good results. To the point of where I've sold out a rear modification billet. So I'm having some more of those made. You'll notice this valve here. So I had one of my previous customers, a guy that did his DIY conversion himself. He said, Dave, my Puma, he said, it's always blowing hot on the heaters. When it's always blowing hot, guys, you need to change this valve here. These valves will soon be going on our website. We just had a batch of 20 of them made. And what we're finding now is that they rig up to the original heater, and this literally just shuts it on and turns it on and off, basically. Where the previous one allows like a diversion on the Puma engine to run through a series of pipes. So there's always coolant flowing through the system to stop airlocks and air pockets building up in the system. So those of you that are running a BMW, you will have found this, and we are making a solution for you. Obviously, the cars that we convert, we make all the pipeworks up to make it easier for you and more robust. So here's a little update on, this is a 6.6 litre LX3. So this is a gigantic, the big block world, if you like. It's no bigger than a normal LS3, but if you notice how compact this system is, guys. So we've made this as tight as possible in here, but to try and make it look as OEM. We love this crinkle finish. We've got a lot of that's going on in here. Nice big cooling package to keep this big V8 cool. And what we're doing now is finishing touches. So I always talk about how projects grow legs. This came here for a new chassis, some axles, some brakes that are capable of stopping this monster. And while it was here, the client said, Dave, can you do some paint correction? And we found heavy corrosion through the window screen surround, the rear cap-ins. And we're finding, guys, on these 15, 16 plate cars, these are the worst for this corrosion. It's almost like Land Rover said, let's put an extra thin coat on these cars. So we're seeing a lot of aluminium corrosion, steel corrosion, like the cap-ins, guys, were nearly rotten through on this car, something we'd expect on an early 300 TDI. But, what really gripes me this, is why Land Rover didn't paint these panels and then assemble it. Instead, they painted them all together. So look, this is just, some of it's raw aluminium. You can literally scratch it off with your nail. So we pride ourselves in taking these cars to bits, painting them properly and putting them back together. So a little update on Project Pub. So this Range Rover came to us in a very sorry state, to the point of where the whole roof was literally holding the steelwork together. It corroded and it was hanging on for dear life. So we sent this away to a dipping company that put the original body in acid. There was nothing left. I called the shop with the customer. I said, look, there's no point in going back here. It's like, it's totally screwed. It's rotten, it's beyond repair. So we scrapped that one and we sourced this very low mile XMOD body. It was a prototype for the military, and this body, I think, had done something like 250 miles, believe it or not. So we've got a cracking donor shell, and what we're doing now is we're dry building it. So the last Range Rover that we did for a company in Scotland, we found out that things like the door shuts, we came to basically put the doors on and we found that there were gaps everywhere. We weren't happy with it, so what we're doing now is fully dry build the car. As other restoration shops will know, and some individuals, if you don't dry build the car, you can come into some headaches at the end. So what we've done here, full dry build. We've got with certain panels we've had to basically throw away and start again. So what we've done here, we've got a later tailgate. We had to make some tweaks here, guys. We've had to like jack the arse end wide because it was too tight. These cars move when you're doing a little bit of fabrication skills. And I almost think that the old classics, I got to the opinion where I think certain doors were made a little bit larger to fill bigger gaps, maybe from production lines, I do not know. But it's been tedious, guys. So we found big cracks in the roof. As Pete's been doing some repairs in here, things like this corner here, that's had a bit of a repair. And what we find, guys, is where the foams and the carpet sit in these, they should have added drains. If they added drains, I don't think some of the areas would have rusted. But we're getting there now. All the panels are on. Jason's managed to supply some wings for us for the front. So the previous ones, it's been a bit of a smash, this car, some point in its life. So what we've done now is replace this outer skin with a nice new one. So it's frustrating that there's nobody that supplies really good fitting wings. Otherwise I would have bought some brand new ones. But same again, improvise, and we found some good second-hand ones. So inside here, we reached out to Ronnie at YRM. He supplied us with some heavy-duty internal arches. For those of you that have worked on Range Rover Classics, this is a super prone area to them rotting out. So they've made these out of some thicker components. We have had to source some of these. These are, got these from a guy on eBay actually. Handmade, nicely pressed, literally identical to originals, because we had an issue with these ones here not fitting right. So what we've done now is we've sourced them. They'll be going in this week to just make that absolutely OEM look, which is the aim of the game for this, guys. We don't want anybody to know we've actually been in here, and try and make it as authentic as we possibly can. And then the fully rebuilt 300 TDI will be going in here once it's back from paint, and once the customer decides its final colour. So stay tuned to see the updates on this girl. So guys, so many of people have asked me to develop a shock that looks totally OEM. So we've designed this. This is a Bilstein 7005, but looks OEM. So for those of you that are doing a restoration and want your car to look original, get in touch. These are available for Range Rover Classic, all the Defender models, Puma, TDI, TD5. They work unbelievably well. We've never had any of these fail, guys. So if you want a set of shocks that look bob on, these are called the 7005 F-CL. So if you want some of these, they'll be on the website very soon. So for those of you that remember Ethos 1, which is Maker's #1 build, this is going to be Ethos 2. That's our signature colour for those of you that remember it. And this is an LT1. So this is going to be, Ethos was an LS3. This is the, let's say, refined bigger brother. And today we're putting in things like the looms are going in, ECUs going in, fuel systems. It's all a go in here at the minute.
One difference in this car, This is an LT1, Ethos was an LS3. Tell me about this engine.
So the LS3 is the early version of this engine. This is a direct port injection engine. So this has the ability of shutting cylinders down. Not that we agree with that technology, so we turn it off. So this has got 455 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 460 foot-pound of torque. So with being direct injection, you do get better miles per gallon. Depends how heavy your right foot is in my comparison. We've got a couple of customers that have got these engines out on the road. They drive them hard, so you get what you get. Your return is however you want to drive them, I guess. So hand in hand, I think these are a bit of a headache because there's a lot more to go wrong with them. The LS3 is just an old school beast that has been around a long time, and it's just ironed out and it's just happy. But the nice thing with this one, it comes with an 8-speed behind it. The 8-speed is a super refined automatic gearbox that works, changes gear better, and overall, decent machine. So there you have it. Tom, what's the difference between this and an LS3?
The LS3 hasn't got direct injection, and
Right.
this is a newer engine.
Well, that's obvious, yeah.
Sorry?
What else is different?
This can shut down cylinders, better fuel economy.
There we go, he knows.
There you go.
He's been on Google, hasn't he? So many people have asked, what is this on the roof of Hilda when they've been visiting the workshop? So here's a little video. So we designed this crane because in this big box here, there's going to be a very heavy drone in a, basically, what do you call the boxes? Pally cases. So inside this box here, oh, it would be locked, wouldn't it? Anyway, the idea is we lift the drone out of this box, we pivot it round like so, while standing on the roof and lower it down. There's a little widening handle there, but I'm sure you get the idea, guys. Clips on here, wind it down, wind it up, and we're trying to reduce the chances of John, who owns this car, from getting injured or trying to haul something up and dislocating his shoulder or hurting himself. Most of you would say, all the effort to building this crane, what's the point? Is it really worth it? I think it's worth it, guys, because how many times has something happened when you've been overlanding or out in the middle of nowhere trying to maul something, or the chances of it falling and breaking and hitting the floor? It's an expensive bit of kit, so it wants to be handled, you know, as it deserves to be. And I think it's cool as hell. Anyway, these roof racks, we're making a few more of these roof racks, so if anybody likes it and is interested in one, please get in touch. Ready to sit up here now with his glass of wine, I think. So anyway, guys, it's getting to the time of day where I need to go home and see the little ones. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.